The stack system. The training aid that just doesn't want to give up. When I first started this journey with stack, it was many moons ago. I had no idea, honestly, that stack would be back to back to back and probably to back again. Golf Spy Training Aid of the Year. Now, the product has changed. It has evolved to be able to manage to keep up this level of dominance. It is no longer just a speed trainer, and I don't think at this point there's really any question of if it works as a speed trainer, especially if you don't have a Justin James or a Fast Eddie, or I won't put myself in that category, but someone similar to me that you can see on a weekly basis and put you through your paces and learn all the mechanics of speed training, how to speed train, and have that personal trainer. I mean, that would get pricey after a while. Be very effective, and yes, probably would be more effective than stack at speed training if you had that professional help with you 24/7. But on the other hand, if you have a digital AI powered version that tells you when you're training what you just did and measures your progress as you go along, that's a pretty powerful tool, and it will probably cost you the same as one session with an expert, and yet you'd have that for a whole year. So there's no question anymore with the speed training side of it. Does it work? Absolutely. And within reason, some people are going to get phenomenal progress. Like I've had one guy that I sold a unit to down in Wellington here in New Zealand, who was a phenomenal swimmer, great athlete, and he saw progress that was just insane. Like within the first few months, he gained double-digit clubhead speed, and he was like, this is some sort of magical beast. And then I've had other guys, actually online, more other guys that have commented on stuff that have only seen 1 mile an hour gain a month at the most. But when that person puts things in perspective, and if you get a mile an hour every month over 3 to 6 months, man, you've picked up 10, 20 meters. So no question about that. And we're not even here to talk about that side of the stack. I think it's not even a question anymore. Does it work? Absolutely. Will you pick up speed? If you follow the program, absolutely. Will it be in proportion to what you're physically capable of doing and where you're already at in the speed journey? If you're already like a long drive professional, you're not going to gain as much as someone that is naive to speed training, period. But then if you're already at that long drive level, you know a few of the other tips and tricks, your movement patterns are probably already maxed out, and a lot of the gain you're going to make is going to be through high volume work, gym work, and just grinding away, keeping yourself in great shape. The stack will help you maintain those speed gains if you're close to your physical potential, but if you're naive to it, there's no question. And then speed training is going to make you hit the golf ball further. Absolutely. Will it help you hit it straighter? That's where you need to have some level of technique, and if you learn how to basically increase your clubhead speed, and then how to find the middle of the face, and then get some idea of how to deliver the club properly with reasonable club face control, you're going to have a massive gain in speed. Within 6 to 18 months, you can make massive progress. Now, the big reason we are here, it's not so much to talk about the stack unit, and I'm going to try be as fair as possible with this. I mean, let's be honest, I am a reseller of stack, right? I mean, right there is a whole bunch of stack units. So it puts me in a unique situation where I am both trying, let's be honest, I'm trying to encourage you to buy the product, but also I've had experience now with dozens of golfers as to what they find good, bad. Everybody's experience is different with every product, right? No matter what it is. So it's been interesting being on the other side of the fence with us as to that. So as a speed trainer, I've just had too many stories of people making great progress. When they do the work, it will work if you do. Now, the other things that Stack have done that comes with the unit, it is not this guy right here, and is so underrated, like stack putting, right? Stack putting is, I think, might have more effect on people's handicaps than the speed training. Gamifies putting. You don't know how to practice putting? Cool. Or you don't know what aspect of your putting to work on? Okay. Stack putting will do that. Take you through 18 holes of what to practice, how to practice it. Like you give you 7 foot downhill, left or right, uphill, 25 feet, whatever. And you have 18 holes, gamifies it. So suddenly, my level, I find it awesome. I go through and I'm out there on the putting green by myself in the freezing cold in bloody New Zealand. And I'm grinding over a 5 footer downhill, left or right on the 17th hole. Like, if someone was watching from a distance, they'd be like, why is he reading that green and trying so hard? No one cares. And then I'd be intense. Why? Because I know that's going to be the up or down and strokes gained, and you're having this live feedback. It gamifies it, so it actually makes it entertaining. Plus, then afterwards, I start to see, am I getting better? Am I getting worse? Cool. And then I start to have a chart of where I generally miss. Am I more of a left, right, whatever misser? And then if I decide to go and work on putting mechanics, heaven forbid, then I know exactly what I need to work on. Or if I go get a putter fitting from someone, I'll be like, hey, look, my miss with my putting is generally left or right. I have this issue. Can you help me fix it? A lot of people just go change putting stuff without actually knowing what or why they're making this adjustment. So stack putting, unbelievably valuable. Another reason why Stack managed to get another training aid of the year. Now, this last year, things have changed even more, right? So they decided to get rid of the PRGR combo, and they brought the launch monitor technology in-house. But they try to do it on a budget, which is always interesting when it comes to launch monitor tech. So they got their own little radar. It does exactly what the PRGR did, but had Bluetooth connectivity. And then they were smart enough, or Sash was smart enough, to try and figure out how to get the calculation to go of a ball speed to get your yardage control, distance control. Because I always see with PRGR, you can hit balls and get distance control, but then they've gamified wedge. So you now have stack wedge training. Yes. How accurate is it? Well, we'll have a little bit of a play now, and I'll show you what I think, but it's pretty damn close. And the experiences I've had with doing it compared to my TM4, which costs a million X more than this guy does, it's pretty damn good. And then you can hit balls into a net, and you can start to develop your wedge game control. So now the stack is doing your strokes gained off the tee, strokes gained on approach, and strokes gained on the greens. It's literally your training companion. Now, is it going to teach you how to hit a wedge shot? No. Is it going to teach you how to hit a high draw with a driver? No. Is it going to teach you how to start the putt online? No, but it's going to measure all these things so that you know what to practice, or shall we say, what you need to be practicing. An analysis in my 20-something years of coaching now, I've seen the biggest issues that amateurs have is they don't generally know what they actually need to be working on to improve. They think they know, but if they had the data behind it, they'd be like, oh, my best use of my time is to go work on that. Now, the radar, yes, you could buy the radar now by itself. Skip even getting the bloody speed trainer. And if you just bought this, you can get access to, I think they are giving you access to a few months of free wedge training, and you could buy the wedge training, and you could still have stack putting without doing this. And then, let's be honest, if you're doing speed training of any kind, having a radar as you're hitting balls gives you number. You have number, you go, I must go faster. So there's a huge part of clubhead speed training that is purely having a radar there that forces you to go faster because you are measuring something. As soon as you measure something, you generally start to get better at it. Period. So that's the huge, beautiful thing of having the radar, which is half the reason why the stack training speed work is so effective, is purely because you are measuring your progress. Magical things happen when you measure a number, right? Let's have a few hits with this wedge. Let's compare it to Trackman. At the moment, I've got Royal Port Rush behind me. We're not going to be playing Royal Port Rush today, unfortunately. The boys at the Open are playing it this week. I'm going to hop into just the general shot analysis on Trackman, and we'll compare the two with a few of the shots. With the wedge training, I'll show you what that looks like, and then also I'll switch everything off and show you how much that is. But it really does gamify training to the point where you can just be hitting balls in a net and at home, or just hitting balls in a field and actually getting better at your distance control with your wedges. So yes, Stack has now got to the point where it is the full game training unit. Yes, I'm a little biased. Yes, I want you to use a discount code, link below, if you're going to buy it from stack.com, or if you're going to buy it from me here in New Zealand. Yes, I'm going to clip a ticket on that. But as a training resource for players, there's just unfortunately nothing better. Is it better than having your own Trackman? You know what? It's different. Having a Trackman gives you a whole bunch of information, right? But does the Trackman encourage you to get faster with your clubhead speed? Yeah, having a radar does. Does it tell you how straight you hit it? Yes. Does it encourage you to improve strokes gained? Probably. But does it remind you when to do your speed work, what weights to be doing? Does it do the putting stuff? No. So there's this huge thing where Stack as a training partner now is put itself in a unique position that none of the other speed trainers have. Super Speed Golf does not help you with your approach bait, does not help you with putting. Ripstick does not do that. It is a unique scenario it's put itself into, and that's why wouldn't surprise me if it gets another training aid of the year. But let's dive in, let's check out this wedge stuff, and let's see how much value it really adds to what is now the Stack family, one would have to call it, of units. Let's dive in. All right, so let's dive on in and check out some wedge training of Stack Radar versus TM4. Yeah, as you can see here now in the app, I've got it live. We've still got the speed side of things, and there's the putting side of things, which, like I already pointed out, is all right. Start it. There's as you can see now in the app, there is the speed side of things. There's the wedge side of things, which we're about to jump into soon, and there's also still Stack putting. So you have all these features within the app for all the aspects of your game, which I've already spoken about, and it's pretty valuable. But we're doing Stack wedge training. As you can see, I've done this a couple times. Not enough probably to get all the insights and bits and pieces. Yeah, I've only had like 4 sessions, so there you go, I'm still learning. But it goes through the simple process basically of getting your wedges, your baseline, which you go through and you hit all your clubs up to 150 yards or 135 meters, and that puts you into the situation when you are doing the wedge training so that it keeps you in those brackets. And it kind of changes you with half shots, full shots and everything, but let's show you how that is and how it works. Let's go start wedging. And then obviously now I get to choose both the length of the wedge sessions, and not just that, the number of balls I'm going to hit. Because sometimes I've only got, because it's going to do the short one now, I found the 10-minute one is more than enough. Where I'm hitting it from, full flight, whatever. So it's obviously indoors, temperature set. Also now you can start to adjust the ball speed and the launch angle for different situations as you're training, if you are basically tuning it in to be extraordinarily similar to a high-end launch monitor if you have one of those at home. I'm just going to go whatever it is, standard, nothing fancy. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Warming up when you're doing speed training is very important. I've hit one ball today, so I'm warmed up, right? Classic. Let's get this connected to the radar. That was really difficult, wasn't it? Nuts. Super easy connected. Yeah, optional. You should probably do some kind of warm-up. Let's just hit a couple between that 100 to 70.
Shot 1 carried 75 meters.
75 meters. Trackman is 75.6. Pretty good, right? For a nothing cheapy launch monitor. Like I said, they've done a lot of work tuning it in to be very, very similar. Because on the monitor itself, it says, it's still in yards, isn't it, Gans? It's a little further on the monitor, not much, in the 2 or 3 meters, but they managed to tune it down. Club and ball speed here is actually quicker than in TM by 1 or 2 mile an hour, but carry distance is within 60 centimeters. Let's try another one.
Shot 2 carried 74 meters.
74 meters carry. Trackman is, you see, there's a little out there. But I'll find that, and I'll accept generally 1 or 2 meters. I can live with that because it's more accurate than I am. Let's hit 180 meters, eh? Oh, thin to
Shot
win.
3 carried 80 meters.
Wow, that was a lucky fluke. 83. Yeah, I'd go with more. I thinned that one a little bit. I felt like it went a little further than an 80, but ball speed, club speed, and that was 77 TM.
Shot 4 carried 69 meters.
Enough, right? 69. That's close, right? So, all right, let's show you how the speed training, wedge testing training, shall we call it, actually is. So, 3 shots.
Target distance is 83 using your 54-degree wedge.
54, okay. So it's asking me to hit a half shot here, which is challenging. I would normally never hit my strong sand wedge 50, 83 meters unless it was into a heavy wind. This normally just be my 58, comfortable all day. So it's going to be challenging yardage. But this is what we're here to do. We're here to learn. Cool. So 83 with my Sandy. Full swing with this is about 102, 103 meters. So I need to button off quite a bit. It's going to be pretty much a little, I wouldn't say 3/4, almost a half shot for me. Let's see what if I can do. 83 meters with this. Choke down a little bit, narrow stance, take a bit of yardage off, and then half swing it.
Shot 1 carried 82 meters.
How I love that, eh? Positive reinforcement. Same as you get with the putting, is when you hold a long putt, you get a cheer from the crowd. It's like your ultimate training partner, right? And with speed training, obviously, when you get a PB, you get the whole cheer as well. So it's kind of that positive reinforcement for us simple apes is bloody good. All right, same thing again. Let's see if I can hit that same number. Oh, sit down, baby.
Shot 2 carried 91 meters. One more.
Pretty close though, stack radar. 91 to 90.7. Club speed on the radar was 83. Here it's, club speed here was 78. Yeah, so there's a little gap there. Ball speed 83, 83. But yeah, they've managed to, they've done an amazing job getting this little guy to get anywhere close to the high-end monitors. Okay, come on, man. 83. Oh, that's got to be a little better, right?
Shot 3 carried 80 meters.
Yeah, good
Please
job.
review your shot results now.
Within half a meter, that's impressive. Well done, stack. Well done. All right.
Target distance is 28 using your 58-degree wedge.
Let's hit some of these. Now that's a tricky carry, isn't it? 28-meter carry. So I find generally with my wedges, I use my 58 a lot, but I generally find that this is somewhere around 30. That's somewhere around sort of 50, 60, and that's my full number more there around 80 to maybe even 90 odd meters with my lobby. But what are we doing here? 28. So it's going to be just hands past pocket, hands past pocket. See if I can do it. 28 meters.
Shot 1 carried 37 meters.
Well, they were both close. These are one of the funniest things when you've learnt golf outside. When you do a lot of training inside, especially this sort of stuff, this is where I find wedge training is super actually cool inside, is it forces you to realize how much you play with your eyes from inside sort of 50 meters. For me outside to miss my carry by 10 meters would be like, it's a big miss, right? But, so while we're here.
Shot 2 carried 33 meters.
Getting better.
One more.
Wow, see? Well done, Stacky. One more.
Shot 3 carried 28 meters. Please review your shot results now.
We're getting there, right? All right. So then it would just basically take me through this process of doing those two yardages, a few more, a different yardage gain. So now
Target distance
yards,
is 110 using your 46-degree wedge.
And just takes you through. This is basically how the training works. Challenges different numbers, different clubs, different levels. It makes it surprisingly enjoyable, and actually suddenly I'm hitting ball into a screen and getting feedback and getting challenged and thus improving. Because practice without feedback is just exercise, and there's no point just exercising. You want to do that? Go for a nice walk. So it really does gamify practice. More fun than just hitting it into a screen, or obviously it's even maybe more fun than playing virtual golf because you're actually training, you're improving, and when I get out in the golf course, I'm starting to think of carry numbers with, as you can see, surprisingly accurate feedback. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm going to keep doing some training. If you haven't looked at Stack or you're on the fence about it, I'd happily say it's now the full package. What will they do next? I don't know, maybe add some sort of full course stats thing with our course, or really get in connected with someone like that, like Upgame or Decade or something, and have this ultimate personal trainer that'll tell you not only what you need to work on to get your most progress, which you can get from those stats things, but also how to train them. and make a job for a guy like me, your coach, so much easier, because I can say, hey, look, this is not only what you need to work on, this is how we're going to work on it, and we can track your progress as you're doing it. And also, like I said, down below there's a link. You can use the discount code SpeedGains or CoachGurney10 if you're buying it from stack.com. And then if you're in New Zealand, by all means, head to my website. Again, links down there. I've already done the discount code for you. You're going to get pretty much next day shipping and a couple of extra little freebies that I'll pop in there for the New Zealand only crowd. Thanks for your time. As always, subscribe if you want to see more of it. It helps the channel a ton. And I just can't wait to see you guys in the next one. I've got some amazing content to come. And future looks bright, guys. Thanks, PBD.